All right, how's it going, you guys? We are in game number 11, and we are with the black pieces. We're going up against d4. In d4, I am going to be playing a King's Indian setup. Now, I like the King's Indian because I've pretty much able to kind of just play my moves, kind of get the same setup, kind of regardless of what white does. So I'm definitely going to have to be playing really, really solid in the middle game because I'm looking for already good. I already know my opening is going to be pretty solid here, right? So I'm already castled. My opponent is playing two knights in the center behind the two pawns, so it looks like my opponent's developing really good. I expect maybe bishop here or bishop here, here. Really anywhere is fine, I would say. Or my opponent could commit to three pawns in the middle. I can't let the pawn advance to e5, so I will be playing d6 then, which is pretty standard in the King's Indian, I would say. But let's see what we get. I think sometimes I like to fianchetto this bishop on the right, but I think I have options on like opening the bishop to this left side and pinning the knight if this pawn ever advances. So, I think I got some area play. I don't think that was the best. I think in turn now I will. I guess what would be the best here? Do I just go for a pawn break and not allow him to take too much of the center? Or do I try to develop the rest of my pieces? Let's try to develop the rest of my pieces here. Let's try fianchettoing this bishop. Okay, never mind. I can't let this happen. So that's why I played that. Typically, when I fianchetto, they like to trap it out. So maybe I'll play here now. And I will take because I will get my light square bishop. Oh, he played that. Okay, let's go ahead. Oh, well, I'm kind of letting this happen, ain't I? So maybe we just have to... Oh, that's my good bishop, though. Maybe we fianchetto it. Actually, let's fianchetto this. I expect this to happen, which I think is normal. What we're going to do then is maybe put our pawns on, maybe go for like a c5 play. But as you can see, I'm very passive. I'm just very trying to set up my pawns. I've kind of got like a stonewall look here, and I've only controlled my first three here, while my opponent is controlling all four. So at the moment, I think white has a completely advanced lead here. I would like to do this, but I don't think it works at the moment. So let's go ahead and play knight here now. And now I'm looking for one of these pawn breaks. I feel like the issue with these moves, though, is that when I go for this pawn break, they like to push, trapping out my light square bishop. And it makes it somewhat of a harder game to play. But then maybe I could go, okay, he commits to it right away. So I'm thinking take, take, take. If the queen takes, can we take, take, hold on, take, take, take. No, that doesn't work. So I'd have to move the knight. feel like this would be better. Let's go ahead and take. Let's open this up. Because what would happen if he takes and I take and he doesn't want to open up the king, he could take this with the queen, and then when I take it with the knight, it would gain tempo on the queen and the bishop. And then I could get a knight for the bishop, is my idea. If he locks this in, I would say I would just play for the fork. Would the fork actually work if he pushes? Because he could take, maybe, yeah. Yep, I think I would be up in that exchange. So I think now we're kind of leading on to the advancement, right? Now we've reached the 5th rank. So I think that I like that. If he takes, I think I like that a lot. Yeah, so my idea now is to actually take this knight, and if he takes with the queen, I would just take here, and it's a double attack on this bishop. So I like that a lot actually. And he has to respond to it, right? Because the queen's there. My knight is my rook is guarded, so we didn't blunder that. But now you could see I've got 2 attackers on this bishop. So he's got to move the queen out of the way so that it could guard the bishop, but it doesn't actually matter. I think I'm winning this bishop, if I'm going to be honest. And I don't want to take with the knight, because what if he moves the rook over, right? Then the rook is pinned, or then the knight is pinned, I should say. So I think I want to take with the queen. But even if it didn't work like that, we're up a pawn, which was really nice. But just thinking that through, understanding that, I think taking that pawn was really good, because then I'd recapture with the knight, or sorry, the bishop taking the knight was good. I think now I want to take with the queen, because if I take with the knight, the rook slides over, and that would not be fun. So go ahead and win that bishop and attack the queen. He could take my knight here, but then I would take his knight. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, so he could take my knight. Then I can gain tempo on his queen. So that's a funny thing. He could actually take my knight, and this would be guarded. I didn't see that. Okie dokie. So you take my knight. Okay, that works. We'll recapture. But there it is, guys, baby. We are up in exchange. We are +4. We have a bishop and a pawn over this guy. Wow, this is incredible. Trading here would only benefit me, I would say. But let's go ahead and maybe let's kick this out. This is good. I mean, burning time for sure. I kind of want to do this, because then I'm threatening on taking the knight here, and then I want to go here because I want to open up my pieces. So let's go ahead and do that actually. Now I've got a discovered attack on both pieces. I should be able to trade down, because I'm winning, I'm up in exchange, I'm going to try to trade as much pieces. So not only am I attacking the bishop, I'm also attacking his hanging knight. And at some point I need to get my other pieces in, maybe start advancing my pawns, but I figured now, because I have the material on the board, I wanted to start trading these pieces off. Positionally, I don't think I like my knights just stranded out here with not a lot of support, but I think knights are tricky. My knights are centralized. They can kind of move around the board. I can always play knight here and they protect each other, right? So if bishop backs to defend it, I'm totally okay with just chopping things down. Although the knight is pinned, yeah, so I saw that. The knight is pinned, so it's not really moving anywhere anytime soon. So, maybe we'll take this time to centralize our rook. So now anywhere I move it, it's a direct attack on the bishop. The knight's not moving because it's pinned. So now, yeah, I'm just thinking about retreating. Well, actually, maybe here? Attacking the bishop, and then when the bishop goes back, what can I do then? Oh, well, isn't the greatest. Can't play there, because then when he moves the knight, I mean, yeah. Play this one step at a time. Now it's really just trying to convert this. I think I've converted harder positions, right? I've converted with a pawn or two. So now I'm up a pawn and a bishop, so very good. I don't think it was actually best for my opponent to take my queen there, and considering I would have been up. But I think all in all, this has been really good getting up that exchange. I'm also looking for like some sacrificial ideas. Take, and then take here with check, and then take here. But I expect this rook to get out of the way at some point. And maybe what I'll do is, once I move the rook, or if the rook goes here, maybe I move the knight and it's an attack. Okay, awesome. Good resign. I mean, like I said, I was up on exchange. I think my opponent could have played that out more, but since we had time to think, that was really good. Again, really good game. Once again, that puts us at 12-15, you guys, and we finally broke the win-loss, and we are currently at 7 wins now out of the 4, with no draws, surprisingly. But let's jump into a game review with this real quick, shall we? And see how we did so far. So we've got one great move, 87.8, so still making some inaccuracies. In the opening, I actually had an inaccuracy. I mean, the opening wasn't the best, actually. But we played 3 best moves. These are all by the books here. Okay, so it wanted c5 now. I was thinking about the different pawn breaks that I could have done, but I was like, all right, I still get a good move. I still say, hey, let's develop the bishop. I played there so that it still wanted c5, but I thought this was possible. But yeah, I would just move the knight. Yep, just didn't slowly just like, yeah, pushing, controlling space. Didn't want my bishop there actually. But taking was a good move. Yep, I knew that that was an inaccuracy because we played this out, that take, and once I take the knight, yeah, he needed to take with the knight. He didn't, so I took the knight, and then it actually said, excuse me, it actually said he should have doubled up his pawns, right? Because now, just like that, it's in a double attack with tempo. And so I take with the queen. It wanted the rook to take, or the knight to take, but once the rook got played, I was afraid of this. Wow, what is this move? Oh, that's a creative move. With check. Wow, I would have won a bishop. That is incredible. I guess I didn't quite see that through about the idea of dropping it, but also gaining tempo on the. Because what I saw here, here, and here, I saw this. But then I would just move my queen out of the way, is what my guess is. Yeah, c8. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because he wouldn't have been able to take. Perfect, perfect. Okay. But we take with the queen, we exchange. Yeah, and then we just centralize. So, yeah. So I could have done a little better just deciding on what piece to actually take with. But all in all, a pretty good game there, I would say. So, yeah, 87.8. Very awesome. Very happy for another win. Really good game 11. So, thanks guys for watching. Let's keep it rolling, and I will see you guys in the next one.